Привет, меня звати Alessa Mamrova. You're probably thinking, what did she just say? I just introduced my name in the Ukrainian language. Today I'll teach you about the food, clothing, and etiquette of a traditional event in Ukraine, or just if you go, just what to eat, how to act. All my sources will be from Connor Klein, talking about the Tsar experience, Ukrainian recipes, Britannica, talking about culture, and the cultural trip by Maria Sibsveva in 2018 articles. So first we're going to start off talking about Ukrainian recipes. So a traditional meal consists of about 12 mostly meatless dishes served when the first star comes in the sky. I don't know what superstition that is, but it's just a tradition that you do. You usually eat pampushkis, borscht, kola, kasha, and kalbasa. These are just some of the thousands of Ukrainian dishes served. Known for their beautifully styled bread, kola, which is braided bread you eat with honey butter, is placed in the middle of the table. Sugar beets, wine grapes, potatoes, and rye are what Ukraine is normally known for growing. And the most distinctive feature of Ukrainian food is that it gets cooked several times. So at first it's either boiled or fried, and then baked or stewed, or all of them, and then it's served. So we've just covered the food. So you cannot go to an event without dressing properly. So fashion. The main feature of a shirt or a vyshyvanka is the embroidery of the neck, cuffs, and hem. Ukrainians are known for their beautifully embroidered shirts, pants, and dresses. A single woman must wear a shift with no outerwear, while a married one has to wear a shawl over her head and wear waistskirts to signify that she is married. The highlight of the clothes are the floral belts and headdresses, decorated with fresh flowers, beads, and ducats. Ducats are coins that are sewn onto the dresses to determine a woman's marriage status. Men's traditional clothing is way simpler. They resemble the outfits of other Slavic nations, but are different when they are worn. There are two main elements of men's clothing: the linen shirt and cloth pants, and they also do have the embroidery that the women also have. Black and red threads symbolize the wisdom and courage of generations, while red and white embroidery signify purity and happiness. So we've covered food and we've covered clothing. Now, how do you act? So, some of these are superstitions, a lot of these are facts as well. So when visiting a friend, it is required to bring a gift: chocolate, flowers, or wine. Now, a fun fact is that the number of flowers need to be odd, because even amounts are for funerals. So they have to count every single flower that they place on their table to make sure that people know that they're not attending a funeral. Hosts must provide slippers, since just like any house that you walk into, you take off your shoes, but in Ukraine, they will provide slippers for you. Some things not to talk about at a dinner table, or not confuse, is Ukrainian Russia. So when talking about Ukraine, Ukraine is its own specific place, and Russia is its own specific place. Do not put them together, since there was a war and a lot of history between the two countries, that it is very sensitive, and just not something to talk about and bring up at a event. So very kind of cool superstition, but makes you think about, is that you do not whistle. Doesn't matter where you are, not even at a dinner table, but just anywhere. You do not whistle, because it signifies that your money will all blow away, and I know nobody likes that. So yeah, you just don't whistle. You also do not shake hands at the threshold of a door. So when you come up, knock on the door, and when the gentleman comes and opens the door, you do not shake his hand. You welcome each other. It is a sign of bad luck. So never shake anybody's hand when at the doorway of someone's house. So I hope this video leaves you with some new knowledge of what food, clothing, and etiquette are like in Ukraine. As I mentioned before, I am from Ukraine, and so I was able to bring back some of my foods and clothing from Ukraine and kind of put it into my new family and make sure that they got to experience some of the things that I've experienced. And it's just a really fun, beautiful culture that I wish more people had the experience to know, with this amazing, amazing food and beautiful clothing. So I'm going to say do pravicina, which is goodbye, and thank you for listening.